Yeah. I'm the business bishop, on a mission so divine. Coaching up the kingdom, watch your glory start to shine. Step into your purpose, let ambition be your guide. Grow your greatness high with faith right by your side. In the marketplace, calling, hear the angels sing. You cannot lose when faith meets the grind. Stand up, take action, leave the fear behind. With a vision so strong, there's no way you fail. The kingdom is your canvas, let your spirit sail. Bishop Wayne's in your corner, together we'll break through. Victory's a choice and today you're gonna choose. Living out your dreams, ain't no time for second best. Fulfill your destiny, put your limits to the test. Break those chains, rise up, find your flow. You cannot lose when faith meets the grind. Stand up, take action, leave the fear behind. With a vision so strong, there's no way you fail. The kingdom is your canvas, let your spirit sail. When the marketplace call it, in the marketplace call it. In your corner, together we'll break through. Victory's a choice, and today you're gonna choose. Living out your dreams, ain't no time for second best. Fulfill your destiny, put your limits to the test. Break those chains, rise up, find your flow. Find your flow. You cannot lose when faith meets the grind. Stand up, take action, leave the fear behind. With a vision so strong, there's no way you fail. The kingdom is your canvas, let your spirit sail. Rise up, business bishop, let your victory roar. Coaching for the kingdom, you're destined for more. Rise up, business bishop, let your victory roar. Coaching for the kingdom, you're destined for more.
Welcome to the masterclass, take a seat, it's time to soar. Where rivers of success meet, let's unlock the door. Blueprints laid down, we're creating something grand. In Eden they started, now it's our turn to stand. Four rivers flow, a vision crystal clear. With faith in our hearts, we've got no fear. Success streams flowing, lifting us high. With the master's guidance, we're touching the sky. Building our dreams with a powerful team. In this business life, we're living the dream.
Hey, good people, welcome to another Kingdom Conversation with me, your host, Bishop Wayne Malcolm, the Business Bishop. Always excited and delighted to be a part of your life and legacy through this ministry. I am, of course, celebrating and congratulating those of you that are joining us live. Yay! Check my sound effects. And those of you that are catching the replays, yeah. Thank God for this growing kingdom family and this great kingdom conversation. And I want to thank those of you that have subscribed to the channel and encourage those of you who enjoy our content, but if not yet hit that subscribe button, I want to encourage you to go ahead and subscribe. I want to thank those of you that like the posts, those of you that leave a comment under the post. It means the world to me. It tells me I'm in the right place at the right time, doing and saying the right things to the right people, and encourages me to keep on keeping on. So please do leave the comment in under this post. Please do write a comment. Those of you that are joining me live, you know what to do with the chat box. Set it on fire. You know what to do with that chat box. If we say anything that constitutes a light bulb moment for you, an epiphany, an eye-opening understanding, or a paradigm shift, I want you to express your emotion in that chat box. You can shout amen. You can say, come on now. You just do what you would do if we were in person together in an auditorium, in a seminar room. Let me know how you would go on. I want to know what kind of people I'm speaking to today. And of course, I love the emojis, so do send up those fire emojis, heart emojis, hand clapping emojis, hands raised emojis, mind blown emojis. I mean, this world of emojis is just, it's quite a world. So I want to thank you for your participation. And of course, we are in the November to Remember. We are in an epic month where we are sharing so much content, like 3 times a week on the YouTube channel. We're posting fresh content. And then every Wednesday in this month of November, I am hosting a very special Wednesday webinar on the Zoom platform. And the Wednesday webinar is for entrepreneurs. That Wednesday webinar is all about business success mapping. Now, of course, this whole month, we've been looking at success mapping secrets. We looked at life mapping. We looked at career mapping. And right now, we're looking at financial mapping, economic mapping, money mapping, all right? And I kicked off in the last session before this one, by asking the question, are your beliefs blocking your blessing? Are your beliefs blocking your blessing? It's easy and lazy to blame everything else for where you are financially. But it takes courage and humility to look in the financial mirror, to look at your own financial personality, to look at your belief set and your belief systems, and admit that actually these beliefs may be blocking my blessings, and if they are, then we can collapse them and create new ones. We can collapse them and create new ones. So we kicked off with that, but here is the second part, right? Because now I'm going to get practical and tactical, because I'm going to take you through the kingdom wealth creation formula. Practical and tactical for kingdom wealth creation. And you are so blessed, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you into a private session that I've already done. It's a private session, never before seen by the general public, where I was teaching a very special group of clientele in a coaching environment on the secrets and strategies for kingdom wealth creation. And, I figured out, when I listened to it, I said, you know what, I'm not sure that I could say this any better than I said it. So let's just let's just play what we said. And of course, I'm with you as we go through this, and let's explore this. It's going to be revolutionary, eye-opening, and transformational. You are in the right place at the right time, and I think you're ready. So let's go. Okay, so now I want to talk about the kingdom wealth formula. The kingdom wealth formula, in which you will see that there are 4 things that equal one thing. 4 things that equal one thing. So I'll say what each part is, and then we'll break it down in detail. So first of all, the kingdom wealth formula starts with financial intelligence. And unfortunately, if it doesn't start with financial intelligence, you're in a lot of trouble. So, of course, some people make money very fast without any financial intelligence. And that can be done in sports, as an athlete, can happen in music and entertainment. I've even seen it happen in network marketing, where someone has just made a lot of money very fast. But inevitably, they always lose the money and go back to square one, because it's not sitting on the foundation of financial intelligence. So financial intelligence means understanding money, including financial products, services, and instruments. It means having an advanced financial vocabulary. It means the ability to read financial documents. So the kingdom wealth formula starts with financial intelligence. And if you want to create wealth, the starting point is to up or increase your financial IQ. Up or increase your financial IQ. And again, this is going to be self-directed and self-managed. And it will require a degree of investment from you. And this, a good starting point that I always recommend is the Rich Dad series, by Robert Kiyosaki. And there are several books in that series, and they are designed to give you a financial education. Of course, there are many other great books and great videos and great talks and great courses available from many providers, including myself, but there's a lot available. The thing is to take advantage of that and realize that the wealth of knowledge is a facet of kingdom wealth, and that if you have financial intelligence, the other pieces are going to sit well on that. If money meets financial intelligence, then yeah, it's going to become more money. Okay. Number two, financial leverage. Number two, so financial intelligence must meet financial leverage. And that's leverage is quick money. Okay, it's quick money in the form of credit or profits from a business or money that you inherit. It's quick money, and it's a form of leverage, and it's used to buy assets and investments. It's not used to buy status symbols. So what happens is people make some quick money. All of a sudden, it's the new car, it's the new clothes, it's the new jewelry, it's the status symbols. And that's what the Bible means by the deceitfulness of riches. If you make quick money, the point is investing it into long money, which we'll talk about in a moment. But it's used to buy assets and to make investments. And that's financial leverage is quick money. Okay. Number three, time perspective. Time perspective is critical, and we'll go into this in some detail. A long time perspective, including generational goals and plans, is critical for wealth creators, because the formula is seed plus time equals harvest. Seed, time, and harvest. Seed, time, and harvest. And so the time piece is critical. And then number four is a corporate structure. A corporate structure. So holding assets and investments in company names with a tax-efficient corporate structure. Because if you hold these assets and investments in your personal name, they're going to be taxed in a particular way. And you may lose up to 40 or 50% of the value simply because you don't have a corporate structure. So if you're going to create generational wealth, you're going to need corporate structure. And when financial intelligence meets financial leverage with time, where you make some quick money that you can invest in, that you can use to buy assets, okay, and make investments, and you have a long time perspective and a good corporate structure, that will equal generational wealth, so that your bloodline, your projects and your priorities are fully funded to the third and fourth generation. Fully funded to the third and fourth generation. So we'll give you a little example. Okay, let's suppose you start, your journey of financial intelligence, and you decide that real estate's going to be your route to riches, and you start studying to understand how real estate works, how you can buy below market value, how you can renovate and rent the accommodation. And you then have all that knowledge in your head, but what happens now is you get some financial leverage. So you get some credit, right? You get some credit. you either get a mortgage or some profits from a side hustle, or you inherit some money, or something happens, but you've got some financial leverage. You're not going to use it to buy status symbols. You're going to use it to buy into your first accommodation, your first home, because you got that financial intelligence. Now you've bought the house or the apartment at below market value, so that there's some equity in there that you've bought. And now you've put it on the rental market, and now there's a family living in there that are paying you rent, because now you're a private landlord. They're now paying you rent on a monthly basis, and the rent they're paying is covering the cost of any credit or repairs. Or if you were able to buy the property outright, the rent they're paying is just profits, okay, coming back at you, whilst you retain the asset, the equity in the property. It's now making profits for you, and you can use those profits to now move into your second home, to get your second home, because you've decided that real estate is my road to riches, and I'm going to be a private landlord. Okay. So the financial leverage was used to buy the asset and to make the investment. Now you need a long time perspective. Okay. In that you're not looking to get back everything in the first year. Instead, you're realizing that, gosh, if I had 10 of these units that were paying me $1,000 a month, I'd be making $10,000 a month. With $10,000 a month and owning all of these assets, I could create more leverage to buy a bigger project and invest in a bigger project. So now it's an apartment block, and it starts going on. And this is when you start to read people's journey, these are the kinds of things they've done, time perspective. And when that meets the right corporate structure, so that you're not holding these assets and investments in your personal name, but in your company names, and you're using company law to your advantage, because company law was written to encourage entrepreneurs and to encourage entrepreneurship. So there are lots of benefits and tax advantages to operating a business that are not available to the consumer. Society needs producers in order to build its economy. And so society governments incentivize producers in ways that consumers are not incentivized. So now you're a business owner and you are a private landlord. Over a period of time, what happens if you have the right corporate structure is that your children inherit, your children's children inherit, your projects can be funded, your priorities can be funded, you've created generational wealth, and now your seed are starting your children's children are starting life on a platform that you created for them with your financial intelligence and your financial choices. So that's a kingdom wealth formula. And if we now start to break it down into detail, what does financial IQ, financial intelligence really, really mean? It means, number one, financial literacy. That's understanding the world of money and the ability to read financial documents like a balance sheet, and to absorb financial news like what we have, the Financial Times in the UK. I'm sure you have that in the US as well. But the ability to when you're financially literate, when you can actually read that information, actually understand it, and when you can read financial documents from an accountant, and even read and understand fully your bank statements, so you know where you're being charged and what you're being charged for, where you should not have been charged. Financial literacy. Number two is financial vocabulary. Financial vocabulary. And what does that mean? Well, It means that you must become fluent in financial language and terminology, including acronyms and codes. So what that means is that when people are making a decision about partnering with you, collaborating with you, or even investing in your ideas, part of what makes you attractive and what makes you feel like a safe person to partner with, and part of what gives you a cloak of credibility, is your financial vocabulary. So even if you were going to a bank and trying to get some credit to invest in one of your projects, the decisions are going to be a reflection of the impact that you've had on the decision maker. And you will always have a bigger impact in the marketplace if you can speak financial language and become fluent in financial terminology, including the acronyms and codes. What I mean by that, I was in a meeting and people kept talking about the ROI, the ROI, the ROI. And sometimes they do that to flush out people that don't belong in the room, and they'll say things to flush them out. So I would speak it back to them and I'd say, well, the return on investment is, because that's what ROI stands for. It's the return on investment. Improving your financial vocabulary will not happen by time and chance. It happens by intention and strategy. You simply decide, I'm going to study this world of money. I'm going to understand it, and I'm going to learn how to speak it. Okay. Next is philosophy. So you want to develop a biblical philosophy of money and a set of personal beliefs, because these become your convictions. Because as you begin to study the Bible on this, and you begin to study the world of finance and money and commerce and trade and and you start to study these things, you're going to develop a set of convictions, okay? A set of financial convictions. And your convictions are going to be the drivers of your behavior. And then finally, it's capacity. Increase your capacity to handle the extra zeros that God has planted in your field of excellence. So, what it takes to handle 4 figures a month, it's going to take more to handle 5 figures a month, and 6 figures, and 7 and 8 figures. Your literacy, your vocabulary, your philosophy will all need to be increased, and your skill at kind of managing the instruments and the opportunities that exist at that level. So the foundation and the starting point is to up your financial IQ. It will not happen by time and chance. It will happen by intention and strategy. A personal development plan, a personal development program. Okay. Next is financial leverage. Okay. So when on the foundation of your financial intelligence, God blesses you with some financial leverage. And leverage is a tool that gets more done in less time with less effort. That's what leverage means. It's a tool that gets more done in less time with less effort. So leverage, there's different forms of leverage. One is knowledge. So knowledge is an advantage for people who intend to create generational wealth. So it's like this platinum session is a form of financial leverage for you, because it's shifting your paradigm. It's creating new possibilities, new options, new considerations. It's a burst of light, and you can get bursts of light in different aspects of wealth creation that become a form of leverage. Skill is leverage. Financial skill includes your financial vocabulary, ability to read financial documents. We've done that. Network. Your network is your net worth. You may have heard that phrase. It's a really powerful phrase. Your network determines your net worth. High value relationships include a pool of resourceful people. That's a form of leverage to actually get in the room, to be in the room, to show up, to stand out, to speak up. Actually means that you're going to start to grow a network of high value relationships. Very important. Show up to the right meetings, stand up or stand out and speak up and meet and greet people and actually begin to build relationships that are resourceful. But against the backdrop of all of that, or into the soil of all of that, into the rich, fertile soil of knowledge, skill, and networks, God can bless you, right, with credit. All right. And we used to think of credit as such a bad thing, but credit is good debt. It's good debt if used to buy assets that pay back the debt and give you a profit. Credit is bad debt if used to buy riches, which are status symbols. Credit is bad debt if used to buy status symbols, because status symbols are liabilities that decrease in value over time. So whatever car you buy with credit, it's depreciating. In fact, the minute you drive it off the lot, it has lost value. Whatever status symbols you buy with credit makes it bad debt. But whatever assets, things that appreciate in value or things that generate an income for you that you buy with credit, makes the credit good debt. So it's a bit of a trick question here. Is your home an asset or a liability? It's a trick question.
A liability.
All right. Well done. Okay. So I'm not saying you shouldn't buy a home. It's not what I'm saying. But the home takes money from you. If you look at what it costs to run it versus what it's worth at the point of sale, it's actually taking money from you. Okay. However, if you bought a house to put on the market as a rental property, or an assisted living property, or a commercial property that you put it on you bought something that you put out to rent, is that an asset or a liability? It's an asset because it's making money for you. So what you want to do with credit is buy wealth, okay, not riches. Use credit to buy wealth, not riches. But credit is kind of it's quick money, right? It's quick money. It's a decision in 24 hours, 48 hours. Here's the money. That really needs to be a seed in the soil of your knowledge, skill, and network, right? But that's not the only quick money. See, sometimes you have a side hustle that kind of, is a significant stream of income for you. But you can have a breakthrough in your side hustle. You can actually learn to do your side hustle better and get a windfall from your side hustle. So you get some significant profit from your business. Sometimes others invest in you. All right. You share your idea and say, look, this is what I want to do. This is what we want to go into. This is the business. This is going to make us all rich. And 3 or 4 people get around you and they all make an investment in you, in your idea, in your leadership, and in your language. Your financial vocabulary and intelligence has impressed them and they are investing in you. That's quick money. It's leverage. The key is you use quick money to buy wealth in the form of assets, never to buy riches in the form of liabilities that are liabilities. Now, are all riches liabilities? No, some riches are assets, okay? In the sense that there are paintings and works of art that will increase in value as the time goes on. There are some Um, and therefore, and there are some items, there are some watches. I know people that collect watches, but each of the watches they buy, they don't really buy them to wear them as status symbols. They may only ever wear them once in their life. But these watches have a track record of increasing in value as the time goes on. And they're also kind of rare works of art that increase in value. So the issue is that you use quick money to buy assets, not to buy liabilities. You use quick money to buy wealth, not to buy riches, which are status symbols. All right, so this brings us to the idea of time perspective. And I love this piece. And I first got this from one of my mentors, Brian Tracy. And it's never left me, right? And it's based on a study conducted by Dr. Edward Banfield of Harvard University in the late 50s and early 60s. And he did some studies into the whole concept of social mobility and social economic mobility, which meant there were some people who were born in very difficult financial circumstances who managed to become very wealthy and financially independent over the course of their life. And there are other people who started off relatively well, but began to slide down, and they ended up much worse off than how they started. And there were some families who started off with little or nothing, but managed to achieve a degree of financial security, over a period of time. So he began to study that because he wanted to know what were the factors that determined the direction of a person's social mobility. Because we were all moving socially, but whether we were moving up or whether we were moving down, there were factors that were going to determine whether we're moving up or down. And I guess all of you know people that, when you first met them, they were just kind of average. And now, wow, these guys are winning. This person's on top right now. You can see that they've moved up the social economic scale. And then we've also met people, we know people who just, things have gotten worse for them. So what were the factors? What were the factors that are thought to contribute to individual financial success over the course of a person's life? And Dr. Banfield concluded that the number one contributing factor to the direction of a person's social mobility is their personal time perspective. Their personal time perspective. So he said there were two types. There was short time perspective and long time perspectives. Short time perspectives and long time perspectives. And he says the natural tendency of individuals to spend everything they earn plus a little bit more, and the mindset of doing what is fun, easy, and enjoyable is the primary cause of economic and personal failure in life. Wow. In other words, he says, look, these people are not thinking beyond a month. Okay, whatever they are doing, whatever economic decisions and choices they are making it to pay bills this month and to enjoy as much of today as they possibly can. So they spend more than they earn. They spend everything they earn and a bit more. And it's the mindset of doing what's fun, easy, and enjoyable. On the other hand, he said there are some people who had the ability to delay gratification. These are people that had long time perspectives. And so let me read this. Banfield addresses an attitude called long time perspective. He said that men and women who were the most successful in life and the most likely to move up economically were those who took the future in consideration with every decision they made in the present. Wow. So let me give you an example of this. Rich people in the United Kingdom, when a baby is born into the family, they open an account in the name of the baby and start making incremental deposits for their university or their wedding or for something that they're going to need down the road to give them a head start in life. So these people are already thinking about 20 years down the road. Okay. If you think about a drug addict, the drug addict has a time perspective of minutes, like their decision, their every decision and activity is based on what they can experience in the next few minutes. And they'll risk everything and spend everything in exchange for what they can experience in the next few minutes. And of course, they're sliding down the social economic scale because they're unable to delay gratification and take the long look. So this is why I challenge believers to take the long look and to develop generational dreams, goals, and plans and strategies, to actually think beyond their years, because a good man leaves an inheritance, and inherited wealth is leverage. And if the next generation inherit financial leverage with financial intelligence and spiritual values, then they can take it to levels beyond your wildest imagination. So the number one factor determining a person's financial direction is their time perspective. Can they make a decision today with the future in mind? This brings me to this whole get rich quick. It's a question mark. Like, people are opposed to it. Oh, get rich quick, it's all a scam, it's a scheme, it's a whatever. Well, what's as opposed to what? As opposed to what? Get rich slow? Get rich at a time that you are physically and mentally unable to enjoy it? Really, biblically, let's think about the people with the talents. Okay, I mean, how long did it take to get the 5 talents? The 5 talents that were the leverage for investing. Seconds. His master gave it to him. He got rich quick. He's walking around with 5 talents, which are pieces of gold. He's walking around with 5 talents. But he's invested it. He's bought assets. He's made investments because his mindset is, I'm going to double this money. And this meant that there's an element of getting rich that needs to happen quick, and there's an element of getting rich that needs to happen slow. And I call it short money and long money. So short money is always financial leverage, and yes, can you enjoy some luxuries and celebrate when you make some short money? Yes, you can. But fundamentally, this is about investing in the long money. So short money is like business profits. So if you have a business, and obviously the business I recommend is using your experience and expertise to create solutions for others, bring that to market, you can make a lot of money fast. Okay, that's quick. It's financial leverage. Okay, so I have friends in the industry who are making $1 million in a day. In a day. That's called short money. It's quick. It's business profits. Obviously, it's the conclusion of a campaign, but it's $1 million in a day. So if you've made $1 million in a day, what's the purpose of that? Okay, it's financial leverage, because you're going to invest the bulk of that into the long money. So financial leverage business profits, or borrow money, obtain a line of credit or financial facility, and attract investors. That's short money. Long money is buying assets. Buy things that appreciate in value over time or that create a passive income for you. Make investments. Invest your disposable income in company stocks, real estate, or intellectual property. Why? Because of your time perspective. And because the formula is that financial intelligence meets financial leverage. Financial leverage requires time perspective. Time perspective now means that you are investing in the long game. And, investing in the long game, it almost sounds like you're just delaying all this gratification, but actually, some of the assets you invest in can and will create a passive income for you on a monthly, quarterly, or annual basis, which means that it's like the rental property. It's actually paying you on a monthly basis. There are some stocks that may pay a dividend on a quarterly basis, even a monthly basis, or an annual basis. But this is long money. It's coming to you, and it's passive, which means you have more freedom to enjoy the benefits of having all of these passive sources of income. All right, so I'm going to close on this, which has to do with a corporate structure. Okay. So generational wealth means bequeathing opportunities, leverage, platforms, and financial vehicles to the next generations. And what you're going to need for that is a corporate structure. Are you ready? Are you ready for the corporate structure? Now, first of all, I am not a financial advisor. I am a kingdom consultant. And I am a thought leadership coach. I'm not a financial advisor, so do not do anything without taking professional financial advice. But this is just to give you some ideas that you can take to your professional financial advisor and to give you some leads that you can use to now begin to do some research and perhaps understand this world a little better. And this right here is just a lead. But in terms of your corporate structure, you're going to need a trust fund. A trust fund. A trust fund is an estate planning tool that is a legal entity that holds property or assets for a person or organization. Trust funds can hold a variety of assets, such as money, real property, stocks, bonds, a business, or a combination of many different types of properties or assets. Now, the reason why you need a trust fund is because that trust fund will not be taxed, attacked, or hijacked by a government in the event of your incapacity or decease. That trust fund, everything in it can go straight to the beneficiaries of the trust without prolonged probate estate issues that can tie you up with a lot of legal expenses over many years just because the assets were not held in trust. Okay. Trust fund. Number two, a holding company. So that's a company. It doesn't trade. It just holds assets for your other companies. So a holding company is a financial vehicle for owning and controlling other assets, such as real estate, stocks, or companies. Using a holding company creates legal separation between the assets and the owners and reduces the liability for the owners if one of the holdings encounters financial trouble. So the whole idea of incorporating is to create a separate legal identity, to put a separation between the owner and the asset, or between the company and one of its holdings. So what I mean by that is that eventually down the road, you're going to invest in real estate, you're going to invest in intellectual property, you're going to invest in stocks and shares, you're going to invest in various things. Well, it's usually a good idea to separate those and have separate companies that actually hold these assets. Why? Because if one of the companies gets in trouble, let's say there's a lawsuit against one of the companies, it means that everything else in the system is protected. It's just that company that's going to have to deal with it. Okay, it's one of the reasons why people separate things. However, your holding company can hold shares in each of your subsidiary companies and can even completely own your subsidiary companies. And so a holding company is a great protection against some of the things that can happen in business. Now, the good news is that your trust fund can actually own the holding company itself, so that there is a generational protection for the assets that you are able to acquire. So corporate structure, your holding company will own part or all of the capital shares in your many ventures, investments, and acquisitions. Company law is a form of protection for the rich who hold assets in company names. Anything you hold personally will be taxed to the max. Anything your company owns can take advantage of tax incentives. Bang. Again, you'll need to take professional advice on that, and you will need to investigate that, because I'm just throwing out some ideas. Number 4 is a legal will. So your will lets you decide what happens to your money, property, and possessions after your death. If you make a will, you can also make sure you do not pay more inheritance tax than you need to. So people who generational wealth is wealth that future generations inherit. And kingdom wealth is always generational. Like whatever God is doing with you in terms of wealth, he's doing it as part of his generational and global vision and his own generational and global plan. So therefore, you'd want to put some legal systems in place, including a trust fund, a holding company that holds an interest in your other ventures, all of your ventures. There'll need to be a relationship between those ventures and your holding company so that your wealth creation journey is tax efficient and protected against certain inevitabilities. You likewise need a legal will that can make it very clear what is to be done with your property and possessions after your death. Now, without structure, without proper estate planning, your children can inherit liabilities. They can inherit crisis. They can inherit confusion because you didn't set yourself up with a generational vision. I'm going to close. I'm going to close by saying this, that God creates in stages. God, who's almighty, he could create everything on one day with one word, but he didn't. He created in stages. And he was telling us something about creation, that whatever we want to create, we must create in stages. If you're going to create kingdom wealth, you're going to do it in stages. And here are the stages. Stability is stage 1, security is stage 2, success is stage 3, and significance is stage 4. What do I mean? Stability, you are financially stable when your debts are under control and you have agreements with your creditors and you live within your means. That is financial stability. Therefore, if you, when you know, it's for you to decide, like, where am I right now? What stage am I at? Am I stable? Financial stability is step 1. The second stage is financial security. And you're financially secure when you can live on 80% of your income. You have rainy day savings equal to 6 months living expenses and no more. You have long-term investments and insurance to cover expensive emergencies. That is financial security. So anyone who can live on 80% of their income, so they've got 20% disposable income, they've got savings to cover living expenses for up to 6 months of them suddenly being without work, and they have long-term investments and insurances to cover expensive emergencies, that person feels financially secure. That's how they feel, and they really are financially secure. Number 3, the third stage is success. You're financially successful when you can live off the income from your long-term assets. You have good debt and have multiple sources of passive income. Now you're financially successful, okay? Because you're going to, when I say you can live off of the income from your long-term assets and investments, I mean that you've got lots of passive income coming at you, whether you go to work or not. Successful. Significance, you are financially significant with a succession plan and facility to empower your bloodline and projects to the 3rd and 4th generation. That's financial significance. So my question to you, where do you want to go with this? Are you just seeking financial stability? That's cool. But once you are financially stable, you want to set your sight on financial security. And once you're financially secure, you want to set your sights on financial success. And once you're financially successful, you want to become financially significant. And some people are trying to jump from unstable to significant, or to jump from unstable to success. No, it happens in stages. You first become stable, you then become secure, you then become successful, you then become significant.
I've got potential to be what I dream.
Join Bishop Wayne Malcolm for his special webinar series entitled The 4-Year Challenge, in which the business bishop will explain how you can achieve the 4 freedoms, including financial freedom, time freedom, freedom of mobility, and freedom of expression, with a simple 4-year plan. He will expose the illusions of job security and the 40-year plan promoted by the school system, while presenting a biblical blueprint for success through entrepreneurship. The webinar takes place every Wednesday morning in November at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. A link to register is in the description below this video. Register now and embark on the road to freedom.
Steve can see, achieve, and live by the dream. Walk the talk and talk the walk and mean what you say. Throw the old life up. Yeah, I've got potential to be what I dream. I can see.
Attention God's entrepreneurs. Did you know that there is a success system deeply hidden and encoded in the stories of the Bible? the system works 100% of the time for people who work it, even if they work it unconsciously or not realizing its spiritual roots. Join the Business Bishop for a masterclass in God's success system and discover how to turn your opportunities into outcomes, your ideas into incomes, and your passion into profits. The Success Streams Masterclass includes step-by-step training on the system and comes with additional bonus courses by the Business Bishop. Perhaps you've tried everything else. Now try God's way and watch the same power that took Israel from slavery to mastery take you from the pain of poverty to the pinnacles of prosperity. Are you ready? Click the link in the description to find out more or to secure your seat.
Hey there, entrepreneurs! If you enjoy the teachings of Bishop Wayne Malcolm, I've got something amazing for you. Introducing the New Breed Community, an exclusive online platform for kingdom-conscious entrepreneurs, professionals, investors, and creators. This isn't just a community, it's a movement where we discuss and explore kingdom concepts. Here, kingdom-minded people connect, share, learn, and grow together. Inside, you'll find exclusive content from Bishop Wayne Malcolm, including special sessions just for members. And the best part? It's free to join. The New Breed Community sits on the Heartbeat platform, where Bishop Wayne Malcolm is excited to meet you online. Join us for weekly Q&A sessions with Bishop Wayne and get exclusive insights that can transform your life. Love to read? Join our book club to feed your mind and spirit. Got a prayer request? Post it and let's lift each other up. Have a testimony? Share how God's goodness is shining in your life. We're more than just a community, we're a movement. Discover the powerful relationship between your profession and your purpose. Join us now on the Heartbeat platform. Connect with us and let's grow together. Bishop Wayne Malcolm and the New Breed Community are waiting for you. So what are you waiting for? Hit that join button and step into a world of connection and growth. A warm welcome awaits you. See you on the inside.
Yo, it's time to rise, wake up from your sleep. Bishop Wayne's got the guidance, the wisdom runs deep. Subscribe and like, let's spread this truth loud. Comment, share it wide, let's stand tall, be proud. Kingdom coaching, we got the plan. Success principles, grab a hold and take a stand. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Bishop Wayne's teaching, we're climbing the stair. In the kingdom of hopes, together we'll thrive. With biblical truths, we'll keep dreams alive. Elevate your mind, shift that identity. In the marketplace of life, claim your clarity. Rule in the midst of the trials and the gloom. With faith as your armor, watch blessings consume. Stand firm, be bold, let your light be known. With each step forward, you'll claim your throne. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Bishop Wayne's teaching, we're climbing the stair. In the kingdom of hopes, together we'll thrive. With biblical truths, we'll keep dreams alive. So rise up now, don't let this pass. The kingdom awaits, it's time to amass. So rise up now, don't let this pass. The kingdom awaits, it's time to amass.